MIXXSTATION.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, KJ Johnson, your trusted real estate professional. We apologize for the inconvenience. We have a new system. What you see behind me is a green screen, and we was just having some technical difficulties, but we're ready to get this thing started. First time home buyer workshop. Let's get your home sold in under 30 days. Let's do it. All right. Thank you guys for attending today. I greatly appreciate it. Without no further ado, let's get started with this. We're going to do a digital sign-in. We're doing these virtual workshops because, of course, the COVID-19 thing, and it's no way for us to have you really sign in. But we're going to offer some incentives today. First of all, today's workshop is brought to you by Meridian Bank, Brian Jones over at Meridian Bank, and Parrish Taylor at Allstate in Randallstown. And what we're going to offer you to do is I want you to get your phones out. I want you to send me an email. Get your email ready. We're giving you some goodies today. Free appraisal, home inspection, and termite inspection. But I need you to digitally sign in. So I want you to send an email to kj.realtor, REALTOR, the number 1 at gmail.com. Put your first name in, put your last name in, and in the line, just put free appraisal, home inspection, and termite. And we'll make sure you get that. So in the subject line, just put workshop sign in. In the body of the email, just put free appraisal, home inspection, and termite. Now, we can't pay for this for you prior to settlement. You'll get a credit at settlement. So we try to pay for your appraisal and home inspection and termite inspection. Well, that's against the law, but we can give you a credit for it after it's done at settlement. All right, so that's what we're offering to you. Or you can text me at 443-744-5280. First name, last name, email address, and then put free appraisal, free home inspection, free termite. And you do business with the KJ Johnson team, Meridian Bank, and Allstate, and we will make sure that those services are credited back to you. That's close to $1,000 in credit. Home selling. Let's get this party started, okay? Real estate does not happen unless we have a property to sell. So we're going to start there. We're going to start with market conditions. Right now, real estate is up 42% than last year. Okay, actually 44%. So that 42% was 2020. 2021, we went up a little bit. So the inventory is low. So if you're looking to sell your home, partner with us today. Inventory is low. In some cases, we're getting tens of thousands of dollars more than the appraised value. Yes, if your home is worth $350 and we get multiple offers on that, and we're going to show you how to get multiple offers today, it's a possibility we can get you $375 and they'll pay the difference just because the inventory is low. All right, so let's talk about the seller's eye. The seller's eye, preparing your home for sale, the seller's eye. A seller is really, really attached to their property. They know exactly what they've done to their home. They've lived in it for a certain amount of years. And when they prepare their property for sale, sometimes they're knowing all that they did to the house, the infrastructure things like maybe insulation or getting the house power washed or getting the electrical completed and the plumbing completed, which is all very, very important things to do to a property. But when a buyer comes into your house, if you don't grab them from the front door, it really won't matter what things you've done from an infrastructure point of view. Okay, so we have to get the home in sellable shape for the buyer's eye. What is the buyer's looking for? Fresh paint. They're looking for everything to be in order, picture perfect, new construction style kind of property. You want to declutter. You want to, if you're preparing your home for sale, you want to declutter. Go rent yourself a storage unit. Take any excess furniture, clothing, items that you're not using, extra computers, or anything that you're not immediately using. Like if it's the wintertime, now maybe you can store the summer clothes there, or summer's coming up, maybe you can put your winter stuff there. But you want to take any excess items out of your home, get a storage unit, store that stuff. Okay? And we're going to have some images in a little while to kind of show you what your rooms should kind of look like when presenting your home for sale. Okay? So decluttering, fresh paint, okay? Plug-ins. The house needs to smell good when they come in, okay? If you've done any renovations to it, if not, you want to look into that. Maybe renovating the kitchen and the bathrooms, putting in new ceiling fans, putting in new light fixtures, making sure your grass is cut. Curb appeal is really, really important. Making sure that front door is painted. Maybe you might want to put some new mulch and some new flowers out in the front of your home for curb appeal. Okay, so these are the things that the buyer's looking for, because just speaking to them, it's giving them a actual feeling when they pull up to your house of, hey, what's going on with this property? Am I connecting with this property? So if from the onset, meaning from the front door, I mean, you're getting them in terms of the curb appeal, in terms of, fresh paint, the house is power washed and fresh mulch, and you have a new light fixture on the outside, a new night light, well, then that's going to be more inviting. When they open the door, they have a nice fresh scent. A lot of times the Hawaiian scents and the cinnamon scents statistically are the best scents for your house, because people tend to connect with that more. I mean, this is not KJ speaking. This is professionals around the country that we sit under that tell us these things. Sometimes you might want to bake an apple pie and have the apple pie scent resonating still in the house. That actually does something that people give them a warm feeling. Okay? Updating the kitchen. Sometimes you can do that. We'll talk about some ways for you to get resources, because a lot of people don't really have the resources from the onset. But painting your kitchen cabinets, that used to be blasphemy. Like if you painted a cabinet, like the real estate gods would strike you down, like literally, like while you were in motion. But now that's a thing of the past, because when you go to new construction, they're painting cabinets. As a matter of fact, some of the cabinets that are being painted is more expensive than the prefab cabinets now, actually. A nice color to use, an espresso or white color with some new knobs and stainless steel and some new countertops. It can be granite or Corian, but sometimes a nice Formica countertop will look good, and then a nice floor. As long as it's picture perfect when it comes in, it's really, really going to be appealing to the buyer. Now, whether it's Formica or granite, it's going to be an upgrade or an appraisal issue in terms of getting more value. Like you'll get an extra bump on the kitchen because it's been upgraded, but then it's going to ask you to what degree. Are these new cabinets, or are they pre-existing? Is it granite or Corian or Formica? That would be an appraisal issue, but the presence of the house will still have the same effect on the buyer, unless they're looking for those items when they come into your house. Okay, so that's going to be one of the major things. And just having a home this picture perfect. And I think we have some images that we can show you that probably would be good. I'm going to have my engineer just put up behind us some of the photographs, so they'll pop up in just a moment. But it's important when you're selling your home that you think about the buyer and you take this as a seller, you take your emotion out of it. You have to take your personal feelings out, and you have to be strategic. And that's where the KJ Johnson team of Realty Executives comes in. We'll come in and we'll give you strategies, proven strategies that we use to get your home sold in a fraction of the time. I mean, I just sold several homes over the past few months, and all of them have actually sold, in under 10 days, with the exception of one property that was on a busy street. I've sold a home in 3 days, 7 days. One home I sold over last week, and I actually sold it in 72, or I won't even 70, like 60 hours. Within 60 hours, I had it sold, because they were coachable and they followed our steps and they followed the suggestions that we had. And when you do that, then you just have results that you really just can't express how important it is, and the results are just phenomenal. So what you also want to think about doing is taking your things off of your depersonalizing your house. Take your pictures down. Okay, clean off your dresser tops. Clean off your bathroom tops. Clean off the top of your toilet. Clean off your countertops. Take everything off your refrigerator. Everything. Put it under the cabinet. Have it look picture perfect. Plain picture perfect. And you'll see staggering results in terms of people wanting to, 1, see your house, 2, multiple offers, 3, multiple offers over list price, 4, multiple offers over list price, willing to pay over the appraised value. Exactly. This is what we bring to you. This is the value that we bring to you. 17 years of experience, a team of people that can help facilitate everything from stagers to renovation specialists to help us facilitate the sale of your home to get these type of results. Okay, determining the value of your house. Some people say, should you get an appraisal? Sometimes we can do what they call a CMA, which is a competitive market analysis. And what that is a picture of the homes that have sold in your area that are comparable within a mile radius. Can you or should you get an appraisal? Sometimes when you have problem determining value, like I had a home in Landover, and it was 46 homes in this community, and everyone just loved this community. I mean, they're like not selling. So one home sold in the area, which was bigger, but they were going through something where they had to leave right away, so they kind of just put it on the market for $399, and it just sold, in like 2 or 3 days. And my client's house was smaller, so I gave her a list of suggestions. We gave her some suggested renovations, not a lot, painting, the kitchen, flooring, countertops. She decided to put in new cabinets. Finishing off the basement, finishing up a bathroom that she had started down there, putting a new floor in, and her house was smaller, and we sold it for $20,000 more, and had people willing to pay over the appraised value. Like if it was to under appraised, they would pay up to $50,000 more if it under appraised. This is real statistics. I would not make this up. And these are the type of results we're getting in this market. It's a real estate market. I can't really say it's a seller's market or a buyer's market, because without a buyer, real estate doesn't happen. And without a seller, we don't have homes to buy. So the market itself on both sides, on the real estate, on the seller and the buyer side, is just on fire. I'll just say that. The market is on fire. Low interest rates. Great programs still, and if you're a seller, you can still qualify for some of these programs. We'll get into that in a moment. All right, so determining the value. Yes, we can do a home inspection. Yes, you can do an appraisal, but at the end of the day, if you do a home inspection before you put your house on the market, your buyer's home inspection is still going to be relevant. And an appraisal, if you do an appraisal on your home, the buyer's appraisal is the value that the bank is going to take, not yours. So we got 2 appraisals on the house I was telling you about, and both of them were like 380, 360, and when we got a contract on the house, it came in at 411. Smaller house, more money. That's what we do. All right. So preparing your home for sale in a nutshell. a recap. You definitely want to do some fresh painting. You definitely want to do some decluttering. You want to do some curb appeal. You want to make sure it smells nice. You want to do some moderate renovations. If your home is old and you really need to do something extensive, there is something called a 203K refinance. We're going to talk about that when we talk about buying a successful foreclosure. But a 203K refinance, you can pull money out of your house and then put it back into the house to fix it up if you don't have the resources. All right, there are companies out here that are emerging that will do the renovations and get paid at settlement. I mean, I have a contractor now. If your project comes to $24,000, he'll take $8,000 down, and the rest is due at settlement. So that's phenomenal for you to help get your home into sellable shape. We have stagers that'll come in and stage your property. We don't pay them until settlement. It's all a part of our services that we provide to our clients, quality service that we provide. All right. So that's going to conclude the home, getting your home for sale in a nutshell for the seller. I mean, I can do a whole 2-hour seminar on that, but we don't have that type of time today. But if you just implement those strategies that I talked about, you will definitely see the results that we're discussing. Okay? All right, so we're going to go into the home buying process now, and then we're going to talk about buying versus renting. We still may have some images coming. We can get those up. That would be great. All right, so if you are a renter, now I've been doing seminars for quite some time. So on this form here, I have $1,500 as rent. Now, if you're living in PG County or Anne Arundel County or Baltimore County, Owens Mills, Randallstown, anywhere like that, you're paying $1,700 to $2,500 in rent. So just at $1,500 a month for 15 years, that's $270,000. So if you are on the fence about buying, you should be off the fence right now. Okay? If you've paid $1,500 in rent for more than 15 years, that's $270,000. 10 years, $100,000.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
Yep, 5 years, $90,000. It's a lot of money to pay in rent. Okay? So why do you want to buy a home? What's the benefit to purchasing a home? It's an investment. It gives you control, fixed costs, a sense of accomplishment. You have tax benefits that you can write off the interest portion of your mortgage, and it gives you a sense of stability. You don't have to worry about the landlord coming into your, sending you those notices of, hey, look, we're going to increase your rent this year by, some crazy amount that you're not willing to pay. And there's no reason for it. And sometimes if you're in a lease, and this is just for those people who are in a lease and your lease may be expiring later this year, sometimes if you write a letter to your landlord and you give them a 60-day notice, they will let you out of your lease early, depending on the relationship. Now, there's some people that will charge you a fee, and there's some people that will just let you out if you give them a notice. There's no written rule for this. I've seen management companies who would normally require a 60-day notice just let you out. I used to do first-time home buyer workshops at rental facilities. Imagine that. The last thing they would want is for them to not have a tenant, but I would conduct home buyer workshops right here in Owens Mills. Right there in Owens Mills. Morningside Heights, I want to say. It's been some years. Yeah, so we would do workshops there. They were really pro client. They wanted the client to buy, and then they would just, get someone else. I don't think they have a problem keeping tenants. All right. What are a few tips for home buying? You want to research grants and programs in your area. Don't rely on someone else's experience to guide you, because their experience may be different. If you're not talking to someone that purchased a home in the past 3 to 5 years, their experience is going to be different. And it's difficult when you're trying to partner with someone, and we want you to partner with us, but it's hard to partner with someone that you're interviewing for business, and then you have the expert, like I said, this person who comes out of the woodwork, the HGTV expert, and they're going to tell you, all these things to do based off of secondhand knowledge. So if they're not buying a home, and most of the time the people with the most advice doesn't own a home yet and haven't bought a home, But they have a lot of advice because HGTV has a lot of episodes that they want to apply what they see on the episodes to your real life situation. All right, so make your own decisions. Attend home buying workshops like you're doing now. Research home prices in your area and research schools in your area. School districts sell houses. So if you want to ascertain the value in your house, find a nice home in a good school district. All right. It's really important that you do that. What are some of the paperwork that's involved? You're going to need your last 3 years tax returns. All right. You're going to need your last 3 months bank statements. You're going to need your last 2-year W-2 forms. Okay. You're going to need your most recent 30 days pay stubs. You're going to need documentation of your divorce or separation, and you're going to need a profit and loss statement if you are self-employed. Okay. Who are the players in your process? Who's the players in the home buying process or the selling process? So let's just start with, if you're a buyer, your agent. It will be a buyer's agent. If you're a seller, that would be a seller's agent. Each agent has an agency relationship. An agency relationship is just that you have partnered with a broker to facilitate real estate services, and they are to help you facilitate that. That's an agency relationship. There's presumed agency relationship. There's explicit agent relationship, which is when it's written out. So I could actually talk to you on the phone and research programs and send you listing. That's actually a presumed agent role until we have something in writing. Now, me personally, I don't ask my buyers to sign a buyer agency agreement to lock you in. I would want you to do business with me, and if you want to do business with me, when you find your house, we'll sign that at that time. And that's just because I don't like to put any pressure on anyone. And sometimes it's just a dynamic out here to get you then to sign and get you committed. But I like to do the work first. And in this business, it's a do the work first and get paid later. And I don't mind that. All right. So you have a listing agent, you have a buyer's agent, you have a mortgage person, you have a builder. Let's stop there for a moment. If you go working with a builder, you need your own real estate agent. Doesn't matter that they're giving you cookies and soda and offering you trips and things of that nature. You need to have your own realtor to help you negotiate during the complexity of those contracts. If they're it's a whole lot to take in, to understand, and they'll try to sell you and say, well, if you don't have a realtor, I can save you money. But when they list their house, they take into consideration that they're going to pay a buyer's agent. So when you take a listing for sale, you get a commission, and that commission, a portion of the commission, is divided between the brokerages, the listing side and the buyer side. So the listing side pays the buyer side, so you actually can bring in a buyer's agent and you don't have to pay them maybe an admin fee, but if your agent is savvy enough, then he could make that happen for you. Also, we have some images in the background here. So that was an image. Maybe we can get that back. So this is a picture of a nice kitchen when you're preparing your home for sale. Okay, and you want it to look just as picture perfect as that right there. That's definitely a great image there, and this is the presence that you want to have when you're walking into a house. You want it to look like that, and this is for the sellers who are preparing your home for sale. And if you have any more, we would like to see them if you can. But when you go to a builder, here's another picture, another picture perfect home. Let me just move out of the way a little bit here. That's a very nice image. That's a very nice image there. So these are, if you're a seller, these are some of the things you want to think about. Let me move out. I'm gonna move on this side just a moment. Picture perfect. Not a lot of personality. Just neat, nice and clean, neat. No personality. You don't see any family photos. It's just art, and that is art. Staging a home, preparing a home for sale is a art. And the successful people are those who absorb the consultation from us, in your realtor or whoever it may be. Hopefully everyone on this call is going to partner with us. But if not, you want to make sure that it's an art. It's an art form. Selling a home is an art form. It's more than just taking pictures and putting it on the market. It's preparing the home for sale, doing the right upfront marketing, whether it be social media or whether it be sphere of influence around the property. But it's always art, and it's always going to get the same result if it's done correctly. All right, so again, let's go back to this. Who are the players involved? Your agent, a listing agent, a mortgage broker, a builder, an appraiser that's going to determine the value. You have a termite inspector that's going to look for termites, a home inspector. As you see here, I have home inspection behind me, and it's really important that you do the home inspection. All right, as a matter of fact, everybody that's on here, I want you to raise your hand. I want you to virtually raise your hand. I want you to do a declaration with me. And I'll say, I can hear you. I promise to get a home inspection, or I will treat KJ to Outback. You owe me Outback if you don't get a home inspection.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold just 1 minute.
The market is competitive right now. People are writing multiple offers, and they're actually sidestepping the home inspection process. Now, you can do something called as is with inspections, so at least you're getting the opportunity to inspect the house and then to exit from the deal if it's not good, opposed to just not doing one altogether. Okay, a surveyor, an insurance company is going to help you get the proper insurance on it, and a title company is going to help you facilitate the sale from the seller to the buyer, or the title from the seller to the buyer. All right, so we're going to go into some negotiating here. We're going to use some current market conditions and today's market to have a successful sale. We're going to use a sales price on approval of $450,000. All right, this is your approval at this point, and you're looking for a home, 3-bedroom, 1 full bath, 1 half bath home in let's say Hanover. All right, you go online, 3-bedroom, 1 full bath. You pull it up, you see several homes, and then you think about it. You say, you know what, KJ? I think I need a 4th bedroom because my son playing all that trap music, and I don't feel like hearing Lil Wayne and Drake and them, and you know, I don't feel like hearing that. So I need a 4th bedroom, preferably downstairs in the basement. All right, you go back online and you find another set of homes. Okay, now you're approved for $450, but you only want to spend $325. All right, and you wanted a townhome. So you want a 3-bedroom townhome. Now you want a 4-bedroom townhome. Now you think about it again, and you say, you know what? I need an extra bathroom. My son just shaved and left his hair all in my bathroom, all over my sink. I mean, this is real mothers talking to me. I just want you to know I ain't making any of this stuff up. It's funny, but it's true. And then we go online and we find 4 bedrooms, 2 full bath, 1 half bath in Hanover. And then she think about it again, and she say, you know what? I need a single family home. My neighbors have drove me crazy for the past 9 years, and I want to be detached. So we went from a 3-bedroom, 1 half bath, 1 full bath townhome to a 4-bedroom, 2 full bath, 1 half bath single family home. Each time you change is a lifestyle change, 10 to 15%, and with market conditions now even more. So it's going to be hard for you to find that $325,000 single family home in Hanover when you're changing your lifestyle, meaning 1 bedroom added, another bathroom, a townhome to single family. So just keeping that in mind as you're looking for homes, as you get your approval, that market conditions is consistent with today's value, and you're not going to find a value consistent with what you're paying in rent because just the market is different. Now, we used to say up or down by 10 or 15%, but because people are paying $50,000 and $75,000 over appraised value, is that to be more strategic. Here go some strategies to win in today's market. So you find a home that you like. Number one, you want to do the fastest closing as possible. All right, so you want to speak with your lender and do a 30-day closing or sooner. All right, I did a home in Landover. I think we closed that loan in actually 11 days. 11 days from start to finish. It was a phenomenal job that was done. Great job. And it was just quick, and they did the inspections as is with inspections and things of that nature, but it was fast. And actually, that was the contract that just stood out. I received 8 offers on that house, but what made her offer stand out is that she was doing a fast settlement. Second thing that stood out, she went over asking price. Over asking price. If you see a house for $380, bet you're going to be offering $400,000 or $410 if you want that property, guaranteed. Or you're not going to be competitive in this market. All right. So, say this with me, and if you're on Facebook, type it in. If you're on Zoom, send me a text 443-744-5280. I want this declaration out. $6 is the new $1,000. Right? Text it to me. Put it on Facebook. $6 is the new $1,000. So in real estate, when you go up or down by $1,000, it only changes your mortgage payment by $6. Now it's not my $6, but by the time you go to Panera Bread and you get 2 soups and a salad, that's like what, $65 today, you know? So, but know that it's only $6. And you need to know that, because if someone say, look, raise the sales price $10,000, that's $60 a month, not $10,000 out of your pocket. For the seller, that $10,000 is literal. For you, it's $6 because it's amortized out over 30 years. And with the current interest rates, that $6 maybe more like $4.25 now. It's been $6 when rates were 3.5%, 4%. Rates are at a historic low, sitting at around 2.875% if you're not using the program, and if you're using the program, somewhere around being between 3.25% to 3.75%. All right, maybe 4% if you're using some of the programs that give you a little bit more financing, and we'll go over some of those. Okay, so over asking price. All right, closing, fastest closing possible, as is with inspections, is a big one. All right, I definitely encourage you to get a home inspection, but the home inspection, people are waiving them completely. You know, I don't advocate for anyone to do that. And if you're thinking about doing that, then you should bring a home inspector with you to look at the house, or a contractor. Even though that's really no guarantee, but someone that can cut the water in, that can look at the roof, that can bring a tester and put the tester in the outlets and see if there's any leaks. You know, someone that's going to examine this house for you before you do that. But I don't advocate for you to do that at all. Okay. What's another thing? Earnest money deposit, EMD. Earnest money deposit is money that you put up front when you write a contract. It shows your seriousness. There was a time on a $450,000 house where $4,500 was a fair amount to put down on that 1%. But in today's market, and in today's conditions, people are doing $10,000 and $15,000 earnest money deposits. People are sending bank statements showing their retirement or their savings account, showing that they have funds, showing that they have the ability to put down $30,000 or $40,000. So you may want to consider doing a higher earnest money deposit. You may want to consider disclosing your ability to put down $30,000. Now, if you in your offer say that you're going to be putting $50,000 down on your house and you show them a statement, let me just tell you this. That $50,000 doesn't go to the seller. And at the settlement table, they won't know whether you put that $50,000 down or not, as long as it's not a contingency for your home to be approved. You know, but if you have the ability to do it and it's something you want to entertain, you can do it. But if you changed your mind, you could do that as well. All right. There's several people say, I'm going to put $50,000 down. And then after they did the home inspection, they said, well, I have some repairs. I'm not going to put that much money down. But your approval letter is based off of $450,000 and your ability to go to settlement on this date, not you putting $50,000 or $40,000 or $100,000 down. That just looks strong to the seller that you have the financial capability to facilitate the purchase of the home. It just looks good. So if you have any 401k, you're going to probably need to print the statement out. If you have a thrift savings, print the statement out. If you have a savings account or another checking account that have funds in it, get prepared to present that with your contracts, because that's what's going to help the listing agent determine what's the best contract. Let's just start right here. You have to win over the listing agent long before you get to the seller. Because if the listing agent gets your contract and they don't feel as though it's strong, they're going to present it like they don't think it's strong. But if you come in with high numbers, $10,000 earnest money deposit, the ability to put $50,000 down, settlement in 12 days, these are all incredible strengths in today's market. Another thing they're saying is willing to pay over the appraised value by $10,000 if it underappraised, or $40,000 or $50,000. You would have to determine what your temperature is on that. Okay, so if it's a $450,000 house and the appraisal comes back at $400,000, if you're willing to pay $50,000, knock yourself completely out. But some people are doing that and beyond. So you have to just say, well, listen, if it comes in less, I'm willing to pay, and you determine what that number is. Okay, so paying over the underappraised value, high earnest money deposit, disclosing your financials, your 401k savings, or any finance stocks, whatever you have that you can cash in, that you can use for your purchase. As is with inspections, offering over asking price and settlement in 30 days or less are going to be successful strengths for you to win over in today's market. Another thing that you can do is you can write a letter to the seller and try to identify with the seller. For instance, this is psychology. I learned this from, just sitting in seminars with gurus around the world. You write a letter to the seller and you connect with the seller on maybe a picture that they have, or family photos, or a particular floor, or a particular furniture. And you put that in the letter, like, I was blown away by your home. Your living room set was to die for. And the color scheme that you used throughout your home was just so impeccable. I actually have some of those colors in my current home right now. And I just love what you did with the place. I really do. And I want to commend your real estate agent on helping you get the home prepared for sale. The real estate agent may or may not have anything to do with that, but the fact that you gave them their kudos or their respect, that's going to put you at the top of the list. Because at the end of the day, if you make that agent look good to that client's going to say, hey, even these people are identifying that this person did a good job. That means more referrals for them. It makes them look good, and every realtor wants to look exceptional to their client. Okay? So writing that letter along with all this will also help as well. But I mean, you're just get prepared for multiple offers. 7, 8. I wrote an offer on a home in Baltimore County, 17 contracts and counting on that home. 17. All right. So inventory is low. And these are just some of the things that we have to do. I would have a completely different conversation with you if the conditions wasn't where they are now. So these are current March 13th, 2021 strategies to win contracts and to sell your home. All right, this is not some prefab stuff I had over the past 12 years. This is current events. Okay? All right, so let's recap. To get approved, I always say show me the money. Some people go to Zillow and Redfin and realtyexecutives.com or kjjohnsonteam.com and look at soldinunder30days.com and look at homes, but that's not where you want to start at. You want to find out what your interest rate's going to be. You want to find out what your financing is going to be. You want to find out what your closing costs is going to be, what program you can use, how much the program is giving you, how much money you may need potentially out of pocket. If we can find a seller to give closing costs, then how much do we need? But just know that asking for closing costs in this market is a complete zero, is a complete no-no, especially when you're in a hot market in a hot area where they're getting multiple offers. So sometimes, and we'll go over the programs, the programs will cover your down payment, but not your closing costs. And we used to go over asking price and ask for closing costs back, but now people are going over asking price, and that's just it. They're going over asking price, and that's it. Not asking for anything. So, not saying that we can't find someone, because we can, but just know that any resources that you have in addition to any of these programs would be very helpful. Like if you have a down payment already, but you're looking for additional help, know that we could probably get you money for your down payment, and you may need to use your resources for your closing costs. Okay? Just know, or unless we can get you a program that will, you can stack them up. We'll go over that, stacking programs, and to try to get maximum value. All right? So partner with a loan officer first. Again, Brian Jones with Meridian Bank sponsoring us today. His number is 410-935-6746. Again, Brian Jones, 410. I think I said 443. It's 410-935-6746. Text that brother. Tell him that you're interested in getting pre-approved. Even if you're a seller, you can sell your home. Once you sell your home, you can qualify for some of these programs all over again. All right. Now you're ready to start shopping once you get pre-approved. Okay. And once you get pre-approved, then you want to do your proper inspections and make sure you go through and make sure those items from the home inspections are completed. The appraisal is going to be ordered. You're going to make sure that the value is there. The title work is going to be done. A title company is involved. They're going to make sure that they give you clear title to the house, that you don't take on someone else's liens or encumbrances, and you're going to get the proper insurance on your house. Now, calling your insurance company and getting insurance on your home is just not that easy. I mean, you have to have someone that's going to take a forensic look at your house and some financing and just give you a good policy. Like, the reason why I chose to partner with Allstate Paris Taylor is I actually had him do a quote for a client of mine some years ago, and he added one very important thing that is really important when you're purchasing a home. And normally you have to ask for it, and we didn't have to ask him, and that's sewer line backup. Okay? Sewer line backup. In case something goes wrong with the sewer line, it backs up, you don't inherit that problem. You can actually get homeowners insurance, don't add that in, and then you inherit that bill. When he added that in, I knew that I was dealing with someone that was reputable. Okay? So, again, shout out to Paris Taylor, Allstate in Randallstown, Maryland. All right? And then that's going to help you with the process. You're going to be ready to go to settlement at that time. Okay? So we're going to move on now to just, since we talk about purchasing, we're going to talk about successfully purchasing a foreclosure. Okay, I talked about a little bit before. There's a program called a 203K loan. Show me the money first. Not looking for foreclosures, or sometimes realtors say, let me get you a foreclosure list. Finding the money and the resources. From a first-time buyer standpoint, this is where you start. You get approved with a mortgage person, and you tell them that you want to do a 203K loan. Okay, and this is what that means. If you get approved for $450,000, okay, you can go find a house for $350,000, and they'll give you $100,000 to put into it for renovations. In today's market, that's a phenomenal idea because the market is so competitive. I showed a home in Elkridge probably about 2 months ago. This home, it was a Cape Cod style home, and it just had this circular driveway, and it had a first floor master suite, and it had a bedroom upstairs in the kitchen, and had a kitchen on the first floor, had a bathroom on the first floor, had a full bath downstairs, but the inside of the house was just old. But the structure and how the house was made was phenomenal. Like, it was an older house, but I mean, when you've been in real estate, you can see past that. I was seeing new floors and up. I mean, that would have just been a phenomenal project, and that home sold like in record time, because that would have been the perfect home for a 203K loan, because it was an old house, and once you made those repairs, that home was going to be well over $500,000. I would have thinking $399 Elkridge. It had 2-car garage. It sat on maybe close to an acre lot. I'm thinking 480, 490, needed about $60,000 worth of work, maybe, give or take, maybe 80. Still a great project. So if you're looking to get into real estate and you want to buy a foreclosure, sometimes you don't have to buy a foreclosure. You can find a home that's been sitting on the market for a while, and when you make those renovations, you'll get the equity. But again, get pre-approved first. And now what's going to happen is when you identify a foreclosure or foreclosed home, know that you have to do what they call a scope of work. A scope of work is going to be a depiction of what you plan on doing to the house. You're going to gut the kitchen. You're going to gut the bathrooms. You're going to put in granite tops, hardwood floors. You're going to put in an extra closet in the master bedroom. You're going to update the bathroom. So everything has to be detailed as to what you're going to do to the house. That's the scope of work, the repairs. Okay, they have to have a HUD specialist come out to sign off on that, and you have to make sure that, and then they're going to give you a draw schedule. Okay, so they're going to take your scope of work and they're going to break it down over maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and every week there's a draw schedule where they come out, check the work, and then once the work is checked, then your contractor will get paid the next money for the next item or the next list on the scope of work. Okay, so that's how you successfully buy a foreclosure. Some people now you always have the option of buying a foreclosure and borrow from your 401k. If you have good credit, you can partner with maybe Navy Federal Credit Union or some of these other credit unions and borrow money to fix the house up. But getting the house is half the problem. If you don't have the resources to fix the house up, you're going to inherit a nightmare. Okay, so get pre-approved for a 203k loan. Find a contractor that is very reputable, because if you find a contractor that's going to leave you hanging, you can find yourself in a world of a mess. Okay, and there's some contractors out here that'll take your money and won't do the work and leave you in a really difficult situation. Okay, so that's how you're going to successfully buy a foreclosure. 203k loan, then find one, then find a contractor, then find the home. Do the scope of work. You're going to be set on a draw schedule, and you want to make sure that the means test is this house costs this amount of money. After I put this amount of money in, what will it be worth? They have what they call an after repair value appraisal. So you can get an appraisal done on it, and he can say, based off of these repairs, here's what the value is going to be after you do those repairs. Sometimes they're off. As a matter of fact, 90% of the time they're off because they normally come in lower. Okay? So know that as long as it's value there, depending on the market conditions, you can push the market. All right? So that's how you successfully buy a foreclosure. Credit repair. How to get a 700 credit score. All right? You only need a 640 credit score. Let me say this again. To qualify for a mortgage, you only need a 640 credit score. That's a program. If you are putting your own money down, sometimes we can get you done with a 620 or maybe with 600, depending on the bank or the financial institution. And I have a team of loan officers that I work with, not just one, a team of loan officers, because every client and family is a fingerprint. And I don't try to run everybody through one particular lender and try to save the world. I look at your needs, and then I go into my database and I try to partner you with someone who can meet your need. All right, so making up a 700 credit score, you need 5 positive lines of credit. All right, so you need to get yourself 3 secured credit cards. All right, see if you can get added to someone's credit card as a authorized user. Okay, if you can't, someone who paid the account on time and preferably with a low balance. Okay, if you're having a hard time getting a secure credit card because your credit's not good, sometimes CQ has they'll take you. If you can't get into them, then there's a company called Open Sky, www.openskycc.com. They will approve everyone. Okay, get yourself 3 security cards with them. Get yourself a Fingerhut account. www.fingerhut.com. Okay? That's what you need. All right? CQ has a loan called a deposit secured account or secured shared loan. You give them $500, they put a hold on it in a savings account, and then they cut you back a check against your own money for $500. That shows up on your credit report as an inquiry. All right? Or as a trade line. I'm sorry, it shows up on your credit report as a trade line, a positive trade line. Now, here's what you want to do when you get the credit. When you get the credit cards, you don't want to keep more than a $10 balance. Period. If you charge $280, that's fine. It's your credit card. You can use it. But just 3 days later, or under 10 days, or before the month is out, pay everything down to $10. Find out when is your cycle date, meaning that what date it's getting reported to the credit bureau, not your due date for your payment. That's different. Find out when they report to the bureau, and then you'll have an idea with your pay schedule when you can pay that down, so that you can pay it down before it reports to the bureau, which will maximize the probability of your score going up because you paid it on time. Sometimes people pay a bill and look at the credit report and they go, my score didn't move. Well, you didn't check your credit after the cycle date. This is strategic credit planning. Find out the cycle dates of all your accounts. When do you report to the credit bureau? And then you know what to do appropriately. All right. With your Fingerhut account, a lot of people say Fingerhut is high and so on and so forth, but Fingerhut's a great company to partner with if you're trying to start your, get your credit off the ground. Just getting that account can help increase your credit score by 15 to 30 points. Just getting that one account. Use Fingerhut twice a year and pay it down just like I told you on the credit card. Now with the secured shared account or the deposit secured account with CQ, it's a little different. Now Navy Federal Credit Union do it, but they only do it for 6 months. With CQ, they will allow you to amortize it out for 5 years. Now what you want to do is amortize it out for 5 years. But after you make your second payment, you want to pay that $300 account or that $500 account, you want to pay it down to $90. And what that's going to do is change your amortization rate, meaning that you're going to go from owing $300 on an account to $90 on an account. And that's going to help boost your credit score immediately when you do that. Now, you don't want to close it because it's going to bring your credit score down. Now, the idea is to keep it open for the next 12 months, and then you're going to start applying for unsecured credit, like with Capital One or with Walmart or Kohl's, companies like that. And then what you're going to do is eventually replace that secured shared account with the unsecured account, and then replace those secured credit cards with unsecured credit. Now, if you can, before you commit to doing Open Sky, try Bank of America for a secured credit card. Try PNC for a secured credit card. Try Capital One. Try TD Bank. These companies mature, meaning that after a certain amount of months, they go from secured to unsecured automatically. So if you can do that, that is great, because some people don't really want to keep a secured credit card and pay that annual fee every year and have to keep up with that. Okay? So just try that first. Now, if you do these things that we're suggesting, without you writing letters, some people think when they get their tax returns and they start paying bills on their credit, that's going to boost their score up. It may bring your score down if you don't have someone take a forensic look. Now, this is going to get you going, but if you really need someone to take a forensic look, we do have a credit repair company that we can offer you $99 down, $89 a month, and they'll take a forensic look, walk through all these steps, and then build out the next 12 months plan for you, meaning that you may get your home before 12 months, but they're not in it to help you buy a house. They're in it to help you get to the 700 score threshold and then beyond. All right. Now, some people say, KJ, how I get an 800 credit score? You can get an 800 credit score. You're going to need 16 to 22 lines of credit. You're going to need an app to track that, to make sure you're paying all of your accounts on time, any annual fees, any monthly fees, because it's a lot to manage. Okay, so if you want to have aspirations to get 850 credit score, you're going to need 16 to 22 lines of credit with an average of 9 years on each card. So if you're just getting these cards now, don't expect to get a 900 credit score or 850 or 850 credit score in 3 months. This is not going to happen. Now, if you can find people that have older credit, 20-year lines of credit, 10 years, 15-year lines of credit, and they add you on as an authorized user, they will start to cut down on your average length of account. Like if you take a 15-year account against a 6-month-old account, well, that's going to cut your average account down from 15 to maybe 6 or 7. But at least the more you do that, you're getting closer to that average 9-year threshold, and you'll start to see your score start going up. All right, and I know that's a lot of credit jargon, but let's just keep it simple for the seminar with what we discussed. Again, a recap: 3 secured credit cards, 1 Fingerhut account, 1 secured shared account with CQ. Once you get the account with CQ, make 2 payments and then pay that balance down to $90. All right, and how it works again with CQ, this deposit secured account, you give them $300 or $500. They're going to put a hold on it and cut you a check against your own money. Every time you make a payment, that money is available back to you. So when you make a payment, so you have a $300 account, if you pay them $100, you can turn around and pull that $100 right back out. Why? Because the loan is secured with your own money. Now, when you do that with a credit card, it's different. You get them $300, they're going to put a hold on it and give you a credit card that you can use at your leisure. But with the secured deposit account, it's an installment loan. Start date, end date. Okay? So if you do that, you'll see some success. All right? Now, let's get into what we all came here for, and that is the programs. First-time home buyer programs, all right? And then we're going to be wrapped up for the day. If you have any questions, we'll take them at the end, all right? So we have the Maryland Mortgage Program. All right, that's statewide. We call it Old Faithful. Brian Jones calls that Old Faithful. The money is always there. They have 2 components to it. One is a 3% down. One is a 4% down. Okay. He'll go over all that with you guys in detail. You have something called a FHLB program. FHLB program. Okay, Federal Home Loan Bank. All right, that's offered throughout the state of Maryland. Now I'm gonna get into some specific cities and counties with some of these programs. All right, Baltimore City, live where you work, vacant to values. The NHS City program, Baltimore County Settlement Expense Program. These are programs you can use in addition to the MMP, the Maryland Mortgage Program. Okay, the District of Columbia Open Doors Program. All right. In Howard County, the NIP Workforce Program. Prince George's County, you have the College Park Program. All right. Frederick County Home Buyers Assist Program. All right. Now, these can be used in addition to the Maryland Mortgage Program. Now, listen, there are more programs out there. Mr. Jones does all the programs statewide. Mr. Jones' phone number is 410-935-6746. 410-935-6746. It's important for you not to try to do this on your own. Some of you are going to sign off this seminar, go to your bank, get pre-approved, and say, give me one of these programs. And they're going to be like, what are you talking about? You have to use a lender that is signed up and authorized to give the programs or to facilitate the programs or to put grant money aside for you for the programs. So don't try to do that. Don't go to your credit union and think they're going to find you a grant, because they're not in most cases. So Mr. Jones, Meridian Bank, they offer these programs to you, and it's your money, your tax dollars pay for it. Okay, you should get pre-approved with him, regardless of where you think you are in this home buying process. You should get pre-approved first. Find out your numbers. Find out what program you qualify for, and then from there, everything just changes. It really just changes the dynamic and helps us to then create a strategy that is successful for you and your family, because we want to partner with you and we want you to be successful. And if you're not successful, then we're not successful. Okay, so that's going to conclude the workshop for today. I want to thank you guys for coming out. If you have any questions, please give us a call at 1-855-493-6499. It's up on the screen on Facebook. If you're on Zoom, you raise your hand and we're going to unmute you so we can answer your questions. And don't forget, send me the email or a text. My text number, my cell number is 443-744-5280. First name, last name, email address. And then you want to put in there free appraisal, free home inspection, free termite inspection. And we will make sure you get credited back at settlement for those as long as you use our services. You have a question for us today? All right. Any questions out there for us? If you have a question, you can unmute yourself. Any questions at all from anyone?
Hello.
Hey.
I have one question.
Sure. What's your name?
Ronald.
Mr. Ronald, thank you for calling in today and joining the webinar. What was your question for us?
I want to ask you specifically about the home buyers program. You said I could call Mr. Jones and he would explain the program that's right for me?
Yes. If you give him a call, it's 410-935-6746. He can go over that. If you want the application, you can text me at 443-744-5280. Anyone, and just say, send me the mortgage application. It's Brian Jones's app. You can fill it out, and once you complete it, he'll be back in contact with you. So if you want to do that, yeah. So his number is 410-935-6746.
Okay, I have that number. Now you said text you for the application.
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting ready to do that now.
All right, that's good. Thank you so much.
All righty.
All right, thank you so much. My number's getting put in Zoom by the engineer in case you needed it again. Anybody else have any questions for KJ Johnson, your trusted real estate professional? Praying everybody
Mr.
is
Johnson.
safe. Yes. Hey, how may I help you? What's your name?
Good morning.
Good morning.
LaCrista.
What's your name again?
LaCrista.
LaCrista.
LaCrista with a K.
LaCrista.
Yes, sir.
That's a beautiful name, LaCrista. That's
Thank
awesome.
you, sir.
All right.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
There was something you said about self-employed.
Mm-hmm.
What was the form that you said was needed for those who are self-employed?
A profit and loss statement.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey, no problem now. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
I will. You too.
Thank you, man. Anybody else have a question for KJ Johnson? Come on now. I know you. Don't be bashful. I know you guys have questions out there. How many people we have in Zoom altogether? All right. Well, that's going to conclude our workshop for today. If you have any further questions, please call me on my cell phone at 443-744-5280. If you're on Facebook Live, if you're on Zoom. Hey, look, we totally appreciate you guys tuning in today. Coming into Zoom. Wow.
Thank you all. This is great.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to serve you today.
Thank you for the information.
Hey, no problem. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate the information. I'm a first-time homeowner. My name is Jaleesa Settles. I'm actually in the process of trying to get my credit score. My credit score is actually already in the 700s, 730s. And I'm also partnering with my fiance. His credit score is about 630.
Okay.
So we're in the process of trying to purchase our first home. And I don't really know what questions to ask. So this is a lot of information that I'm trying to retain. So I have your email. I have your phone number as well. So if any questions arise, then I'll contact you.
Yes, Ms. Settles, thank you so much. I appreciate that. What I would suggest that you do, you and your husband, just to fill out the mortgage application. We have a program that once you fill it out, it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to qualify. Like if he's a couple of points off, when they pull his credit, it may be higher. It may be something as simple as him being added to one or two of your credit cards, or him paying his credit cards down. That can make that 10-point change. But in the meantime, they can start the ball rolling. And in some cases, if he pays that down and provide proof, we can update his credit score internally within 7 days and get you guys out looking for a property and get some grant money set aside for you.
Okay, so would I send you an email for that mortgage application?
Yeah, just shoot me. We're live, so I'm not going to take your number here, but text me.
Okay.
In your first and last name, and just put send mortgage application for me and my husband. I know exactly who you are, Miss Settles, and I'll forward that information to you, and you can fill out online. And when you complete it, just text me, and I'll forward to him and ask him to grab your file and expedite it for you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. We will not let you down. Stay safe. All right. All right. Well, we're getting ready to close out, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the opportunity. KJ Johnson, your trusted real estate professional. Wear your mask. Take your elderberry. Pray for this country, because this COVID is no joke. Listen, the CDC say it's not safe to travel and it's not safe to fly. But then they say in the next commercial, Disney World is open up. What in the name of what is going on? They say the teachers are getting vaccinated, but it's unsafe to travel and be around people. Why are they sending them back to school? So they kind of, I don't, anyway, that's a whole nother seminar that we can do. But stay safe, guys. Until next time, KJ Johnson, your trusted real estate professional, signing off. Thank you.